Good morning. Today we are making, I didn't get it all done because I kept changing my mind, but that's okay. I've got, you know how you have those little, my mind just went blank as a rock, cover, like little covers or like pads right here that go forward that you have all your little stuff inside. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I always lose everything. I lose my phone while I'm working, I lose my stitch ripper while I'm working, I lose my stiletto while I'm working, I lose my scissors while I'm working, because I have a mess. I've always got, ooh, wouldn't that look cute? Ooh, wouldn't that look cute? So, what I'm doing today is I took, how many charm packs do we all have, or 5-inch squares? Tons. So, I decided to make sure this is going the right way, one of those little covers that go underneath your sewing machine, and then you can put the little pockets. So this is done like the herringbone. Okay, so what Lindsay put is the directions on how to do the herringbone. This is an old one. I think it's called Homegrown. It's by Moda, and I just like it because it's the grays and everything goes with it, and it's got some beiges in it, and it's got all different things. So this is the herringbone pattern. So first of all, what you're going to need is, and I'll probably do this in 2 parts because I have not perfected my you know how I got the binding little thing that goes on this? I haven't got it down to a perfect art yet, so that will be next week's. So what you want to do is you want to take and make half square triangles. So I got this handy dandy little tool, and it is from Creative Grids. So first of all, let me tell you what you need. This is my hand scratching because I do hand scratching. The 27 5-inch squares from a charm pack or variety of squares from all different fabrics, which I'm sure you all have. 27 5-inch background squares or 5/8 of a yard, and you'll have left over. Because from a 5-inch strip, you'll get 8 5-inch squares, okay? So, when you are done making this, mine will end up being 24 by 36. You can measure your sewing machine, you can make it wider, you can do whatever. I'm using cotton batting. I'm going to cut the cotton batting, which I did larger, 26 by 38. So the top will be 24 by 36. The batting will be 2 inches larger, 26 by 38. So when I'm done, I'm going to make this 6 across and 9 down. For the pocket, you're going to need 2 6-inch, I'm going to do by width of fabric for the pocket. Okay, you can cut it off, but I just did the width of fabric. You need 1 6-inch strip of Deco Bond, and for the top of the pocket, you're going to need 2 1/4-inch strip, and I just did by width of fabric. And what I'm going to do today for the bling is I'm going to do my 7/8-inch half hexie, so it's going to go like this when I'm finished. I swear it takes me longer to figure out what I'm going to do on something than to do it, because I change my mind more than I don't. So this is going to be what the pocket's going to look like. Okay, if you comment, today I'm giving away a fat quarter of this beautiful fabric by Homegrown. So first of all, for your half square triangles, I got this handy dandy little tool. Every month I get that little box from Fat Quarter Shop, and this came in it, and I did have one before from 100 years ago. I don't even know where I got it. That's when you have bigger ones. But I love this because then I don't have to by guess and by gosh. So I'm just going to take a pencil, and all you're going to do is put right sides together. This is 2 5-inch squares, okay? put it corner to corner. Draw a line. And then draw a line. Then you'll know exactly where to sew on both sides, which I think is awesome. Make sure I've got this set up. Yep, I do. So then all you're going to do, put your needle down, of course. And if I was doing all these, what I did was I sewed strip quilting. Sewed all one side, then sewed all down the other side. And also what I'm going to do is just make another one of these, because I have several quilting stations. And I'm just using Aurifil Thread 2000. And I bought it this huge cone because I really don't like running out of thread. It drives me crazy. Then let me take this. Then all you have to do is cut down. Right down that center. And the nice thing is you know exactly where to cut. And you know exactly where to sew. And I like to know exactly what to do. Then what you're going to do is you're going to iron it. Use a little spray starch or a lot of spray starch. Set your seam. Then all you have to do is iron it toward the dark side. Make sure you comment on giving away that back quarter. And I'll probably be doing, like I said, in 2 parts. Then you want to make this so it's 4.5 inches, because you start out with a 5-inch square, so you're going to cut it down to 4.5 inches. That was dumb to put it back there, huh? So I'm using the block lock, and there's the 4 and a happy. I've tried all different ones, and this one happens to work really well for me. I don't know why, but it does. And 4.5. Because it just sets that little groove right there perfectly, so you get a perfect one every time.
How's your shoulder healing?
It's doing pretty good. I have a hard time taking off my bra. Other than that, I do pretty good. But it's doing pretty darn good. I'm really pleased. It sure beats the first time I had shoulder surgery, because this was a much more minor one. I mean, I can raise my arm. I should probably be doing my exercises more. So then to lay this out, because I have issues with keeping track of where I'm at, because my ADHD makes me go nuts. I'll do the first row, then I'll put a piece of paper here so I know exactly where I'm going. So you just follow this along. So this has to go this way, and then you want to choose something different. Well, I don't want this one because of the fact of where it's going. I have to have it going the straight of way. And you can go light, dark, however you would choose. And then you just keep going across and following this grid, okay? You get how to do it. And I think it turned out really, really, really cute. I liked it. Then what I did was I used cotton batting because sometimes if something's to the side, I'll quickly want to iron something. You don't want 80-20 because it can melt. So I use cotton batting.
Where's your easel from?
I got this at the Amish when I was in Ohio one time. I love this thing. I wish I had bought like 3 of them. This thing is the coolest. And look at the quality. I mean, I got it in Ohio when I was, I think, Cincinnati at one of the shows. And I absolutely, positively love this easel because it's just so well made. And it's not, because of the wood being heavier, it's not plastic. So it works really well. But I thought this turned out really cute. Okay, then what I did was after, and I took that spray glue stuff and put them together and make sure it was all nice and smooth. Then last night I hemmed and at first I was gonna cross hatch it. I said, no, you can do stitch in the ditch. Then I couldn't find my stitch in a ditch foot. So I thought, you know what? I can eyeball this. So I eyeballed it and I did stitch in the ditch going just up and down. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty darn good. And because I really, really like paisley, I put paisley in the back, which isn't even in the grouping. But I didn't care. I just really like paisley. Okay? So then what I have to do next is you take your 2, well first, then I made, let me back up the truck. My head is going faster than my brain is going faster than I can speak. Then I took and made my 7/8 inch half hexies. And because this has got a lot going on, I didn't want it to look so wild. And this is not even in the color code of it. So what I'm going to do, and I have a bunch of tutorials on how to do my half hexies, all my rulers. So you can just look there on my website and my, aren't they? YouTube, all over. So then I'm going to do this, and this is going to be on top, like this, which I think is going to be really cute. Okay, so to make this, I just took a 2 1/4 inch strip. And this reminded me of my grandma. Well, in the old days, we didn't have those little binders. So you know how many of these I've made in my life? I can't even express to you. So you take 2 1/4 strip, fold it in half. This is the old way of making it. But I can just hear Grandma going out the door and said, I need 2,452,000 and it better be perfect when I get back inside. She'd go out to the barn. So fold it in half, and then all you have to do is fold it toward the center. So as I'm doing this morning, I'm kind of smiling to myself, thinking of Grandma. Because Grandma was so beyond picky, but she was so beyond amazing. And I'm so beyond blessed to have her beyond be picky of me. Iron this all together. Please comment so you can win that fat quarter. That's just beautiful. I love fabric with leaves. I love all that stuff too. Okay, so now you know how to do that. So then this, I'm going to only need, let me put this back next and drop it or get myself burned. This is only going to have to go here, but I'm going to make 2 of them. So that's why I cut it to where it needs to be. Have to do is sew based around this thing. What I did with this was I took 2 6x width of fabric pieces, and then in between I put the Decobod 6x width of fabric and put it all the way around so it's stiff. Because I want it nice and stiff, because I don't want my pockets all baggy. You can use a interfacing that's not quite as thick. This is pretty thick. I use this like if I make a wallet or something. And it is fusible, so you don't have to worry about it. So, then we will have that all set. So next week we're going to finish everything else. So get all this ready. And so, once again, this is going to go on here. So before you put it on, you have to put this on here. This on here. And then we will put this on here. Then you're going to have to figure out how wide you need it. Of course, I'm going to have one for my cell phone because I always lose my cell phone. And then we will get this all done.
Do you feel like that machine is noisier than others?
Probably. It depends how what you're talking about. I've been using my featherweight upstairs because it gets kind of cold in the basement. My featherweight is loud. I was brought up on a featherweight, and that baby is pretty loud. So I'm kind of used to loud machines.
It doesn't help that the mic picks it up too.
Yeah, it doesn't help that the mic picks it up. I don't notice because, like I said, my grandma had some. She used a treadle she'd let me use her featherweight, and she'd use a treadle. The treadle was, I thought, was really loud. Hers was anyways. I don't know if everybody else's, but hers was really loud. But I didn't notice because that's what I was brought up in. And then I had the worst machine that walked the earth. So when I got my first really nice machine, it was a Viking. But it had those tabs. I don't know if you guys remember the tabs. Or cams, or whatever you want to call them. I think they were called cams. I had that thing for so many years, I literally killed it. And you didn't have to oil it, you didn't have to do anything. But the machine I had that my mother bought me in between, I had to fix it for 45 minutes, sew for 10 minutes, fix it for 45 minutes, sew for 10 minutes. So I'm really kind of shocked that I still sew. But I loved it so much that I didn't care. And it was, I loved it. I love sewing. It was so part of who I was. So when I got the Viking, I was so excited that something worked without having to fix it 24/7. But that machine I had, that my mom bought me, was so bad that it was awful. Okay, the winner today is Cheryl, or Sherry?
Fox.
Okay, what's the first name? Is it Shirley? Shirley?
I don't care.
Okay, Sherry or Shirley Fox. Congratulations, you won a fat quarter. And God bless all of you. And please subscribe and please share. It'll keep this going. Make sure that I'm doing everything okay. And God bless all of you. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. God bless.